morning, everybody. You know, we didn't get it. As we were going around the room, I didn't get a chance to introduce myself, but as Jim has already told you, my name is Sakoni Prince, and I have a motivational speaking company called SakoniPrince.com, and our slogan is, we introduce you to yourself. Now, I know that even sitting here listening to the meeting, I was really impressed by the amount of interaction, and not just interaction, but even concern coming from everybody at the table. Because, I mean, I really can see how this company is viewed more like a family, because you care about it, and that to me was commendable. So you ought to give yourself a hand. When I first talked to Jimmy about coming out and speaking with you, one of the first things that came to my mind was a slogan and a phrase, and this is not for the public, but this is more internal, and that is that you are Jimmy Johns. You are Jimmy Johns. You are the face of the company. When people come in the door, who do they see? They see you. But not only that, your employees, they need to understand the same thing, that they are Jimmy Johns. And what I want to do today is I want to actually kind of deputize each of you. So whenever you see an employee, a manager, assistant manager, whoever, that's not acting up to the character or the standards of the company, you have the right to go to them and tell them, say, look, you are Jimmy Johns. Because they are. Whether you believe it or not, whether you want it or not, you inherit that just by working for the company. Can you imagine going to a foreign country, I mean, us being American citizens, and causing an international incident? The first thing they're going to say is that American did it. Now, you didn't go there representing America, but you are an American. Have you ever seen anybody, in fact, let's say in Walmart, that maybe worked for Texaco, and they had on their uniform, but they were acting a fool. Now, one of the first things you say, well, look, they're off the clock, they're not at Texaco, but in your mind you're thinking, is that the type of people that Texaco hire? Are those the type of folks that they employ? And that makes you, it reflects badly on the company. Well, if you're good at your job, people are going to recognize you out of uniform. And that means that even when you're not dressed in your Jimmy Johns uniform, you still are Jimmy Johns. It's a burden that we all bear. You know, my family, they remind me of that all the time. One of my aunts said, you know, in fact, whatever you do, just keep it out of the papers. Keep it off the news. Right. You know, because, in other words, they don't want anything to reflect bad on the family. But as the Jimmy Johns managers, employees, you are the company. And I just wanted to make sure that not only do you understand that, but I believe it's something that each of your employees, they need to understand. Because oftentimes you have people that work there and they'll think, well, this is just a job. No, it's more than a job. Because you represent a company. And not only that, but you also represent yourself. How many of you bank in locally? I'm sure that we all do. Have you gone into your bank? Have you met the tellers? In fact, do they know you by name? Do they know you when they see you? Have you seen them out in public? Now, if you saw one of your bank tellers, let's say in a mall, shoplifting, what would you think about when she's counting out your money, or he's counting out your money, or has access to your account? If you see them, and they're off the clock, they're not in uniform, but you know them because you have that interaction with them. In fact, when you see them doing something that's not representative of the company that they work for, it's going to make you think about changing banks, or at least changing tellers or branches, if you see that. And so I want us to understand just how important it is that we represent the company, not just when we're on the clock, not just when you're in the uniform, but while you work for the company, you have the responsibility to represent Jimmy Johns. Now, as far as customer interaction, think of the best restaurant experience you had. Now, what made it memorable? Was it the food? Was it the atmosphere? Was it the prices? I mean, when you think of, okay, I want to celebrate, I want to go somewhere, what restaurant comes to mind and why? You want to have your customers to have that sort of reaction even coming to Jimmy John's. They want to be able to to come to a place where they have an experience that is a positive one. It's one that wants them to come back. You don't just want them to have a place to where, okay, I'm just coming just to get some food. I noticed I went to this fast food restaurant a couple of weeks ago. They actually asked for my last name. Well, they asked my first name, but when you tell somebody Saccone, it's like, what? How do you spell that? So I just tell them Prince. But they actually wrote my name on the receipt. And I mean, this is a fancy restaurant, you know, this is not Starbucks, this is not an upscale coffee shop, this is a fast food restaurant. And so when it came time for my order, instead of them calling out 286, they said, Mr. Prince. And I thought to myself, they're doing that because they want to make that connection. Like they want to make it personal. And so in dealing with the customers, that's what you want to do. You want to connect with them. They need to know that there's a person on the other side of the counter who's concerned about them and about their experience even at the company. They need to feel your passion as you're dealing with them. But it doesn't just stop with you. It has to go to your employees. And you communicating that is going to be critical in the entire store and ultimately in the bottom line. And so I just want to encourage you, if you have meetings with your employees or talk to them, in fact, remind them of that you want to create an experience. I was sharing a couple of weeks ago on a video about how to make yourself unforgettable. And if you think of a memorable time in your life, like maybe it was graduating college, or maybe it was your first car, or moving into your first home, or getting your first apartment. Well, now those are positive experiences. Well, what about negative ones? Like maybe your car being broken into, like somebody's stealing your bike. Those are negatives. But how does our mind log those to make a memory? They're tied to an emotion. Either you're happy or you're sad when you think about it. So when customers come to your restaurant, when customers come in your door, in order for you to make yourself memorable, they need to have a happy experience. They need to have something that's going to highlight that in their mind to where they say, okay, look, I want to come back here. Not only do I want to come back, but I want to bring somebody with me. Because these people know how to treat you. They know how to make a sandwich, to deliver it, customer service, the store is clean, it's well kept, it's a friendly atmosphere. Nobody hates work. No one hates anything more than working in a hostile environment. And so even if you have employee issues, as quickly as possible, you need to address and deal with those. Because that stuff, it spills over into how they treat the customers and how they treat each other. You can have one employee that come in with a bad attitude and it just festers and spreads. Deal with it as soon as possible. And I would suggest pulling them to the side. You know, don't do it in front of people because then of course that tends to lead to confrontation. But pull them to the side and talk to them. Find out what's going on. Let them know, look, I care about you, but I also care about the company. And again, you are Jimmy Jones. And so if you're having some issues, okay, look, we'll deal with those, but don't let those issues affect your job while you're here, because again, you represent the company. Well, other than that, that's all I had to share with y'all this morning, but I do want you, if you can do this for me, remind your employees, look them in the eye and say, look, you are Jimmy Jones. And then I will even ask them to respond back, I am Jimmy Jones, because they have to own it. They have to realize I am the company. It is my responsibility, whether I want it or not. When I signed up, when I filled out the application, I signed up to represent this company. And so my actions, my attitude, all of that needs to be reflective of the company in which I work. And then, unfortunately, if they don't want to do that, well, maybe it's time for you to move on and go somewhere else. But that's all I have to do. Thank you.
That was awesome. You made some great points.
Very good.
Ken Knowles, General Manager for Jimmy John's. Mr. Prince gave a pretty great demonstration today on his talk. Would like to have a little bit more. Seemed like it was just getting started, but I know it's probably some time restraints. A lot of the stuff I've heard in the business world before, but great enthusiasm. I thought. Just brought everything back to the forefront of my mind. Stepped on my toes a little bit, but I appreciate it.
I'm Amy Kirk. It was really inspiring. It really touched on what Jimmy John's is. The slogan you came up for is what we are. It seems like you've been in our store, you know what it's like. And it's something that's hard to remember every day when you come in and there's so much you have to do. You know, it takes us 4.5 hours to get the store ready. And by that time you're so tired it's hard to remember, you know, what we are and what we got to do for our employees and for our business. And you really push that through. It's gonna, as long as I remember that we are Jimmy John's, it's gonna help me so much throughout.
Okay, my name is Whitney Blue. I'm currently a general manager for Jimmy John's. And I just want to say that I truly appreciated the talk that you gave us today. I think for me, sometimes you have to personalize things, and I'd been going through a lot and I started to lose track of what I was trying to accomplish with Jimmy John's. And that was basically the 3 things that you said, you know, standards, taking care of the customer, and the fact that this is a family business. And if I keep that in the forefront of my mind and make that my goal every day and wake up with a positive attitude, and I bring that to my family, which is what I like to call my team, if I bring that to them, then we'll start a fire and it'll be contagious. And I just truly appreciate what you did, and we are Jimmy John's.
My name is Heidi Clockner, and we were here for the presentation by Mr. Prince today. It really hit home about the fact that, you know, him telling us that we are our company, we are the faces of our company, being able to make impressions on people and make them actually want to come back because they had such an amazing experience is something I love to deal with. Like being able to have those people come in and you already know their name, you already know their orders, and have them smile and actually talk about, you know, their friends, their family, their house life. It's an amazing thing to be able to actually sit there and have those conversations with people that, you know, come in and just actually want to be there. And it's not just, oh, I'm coming here for food, I'm coming here for a sandwich. It's great to build those bonds, and I love it, and that's why I love working with my companies, because that's the type of environment we're in. So him being able to tell us, you know, that's the type of thing that we need to strive for is something I'm happy to, you know, try to invoke in other people. So it definitely helped reinvigorate what we're already trying to do. So I definitely enjoyed it.
My name is Jimmy Burkhart, and I'm the owner of a franchise here in Mobile, Alabama, which owns 3 different locations. And we have probably about 50 employees, and we're at a point in our business where we're growing. One of the things that Saucony brought forward was us identifying ourselves as our business, as Jimmy John's, meant so much, and was able to say in a few words what I've been trying to say for years. So for that, thank you, Saucony.